is Wednesday. We have arrived. Yes, indeed. We have arrived to Wednesday, March 27th. It's a cloudy day here in northern New Jersey. It's about 49, 50 degrees, which isn't so bad. But just because it's a cloudy day doesn't mean that we have to have a cloudy spirit. Sometimes we do have a cloudy spirit. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like. I had my days, I had my weeks. I definitely understand. But today we gonna get into some things. You know what I'm saying? Like we typically do. Man, one thing I distracted gardener. Hello, good to have you here. I miss, and eventually we'll get back to it. I mean, it's I'm still thinking that probably sometime in the summer is when I'll get like a consistent editor that's gonna do many things. One, it's gonna blow the channel up because it'll not only will it be more content, but it'll be better. And I'll be able to do more and I'll have more like time, you know what I'm saying, to not do so many tedious things, which will just make everything a lot more productive. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yes, don't free P Diddy. Definitely don't free P Diddy. Man, we're gonna have to do a deep dive into that. I might do something like that over the weekend because um what I'd like to do is we don't necessarily need, especially right now, we don't necessarily need to stream like 5 or 6 days a week. But what I'd like to do is continue to stream, but like just like get kind of back into like an episode where we just have a full discussion about something where we really like dive deep into stuff, because when we do these streams it's always fun, but it's kind of like we go through stuff and we move on. So I definitely am, yeah, looking forward to getting back into that. So like probably like stream 3 days a week, and then once or twice a week do like a full on episode where I'm just talking about cooler, more in-depth things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, Diddy is in trouble. That man is in trouble. And seems like a long time coming. But yeah, we might have to do an episode on that. But yeah, no, man, when I get an editor, oh god, that's just gonna free up. I'll be able to sleep more. Like I won't be. It'll just be better. But in the meantime, it's not so bad at all. It's really not so bad. You know. Actually, on Monday before I was streaming, Monday I was a little down, but I went outside and I just got some fresh air. And before I went in, I had a conversation with one of my neighbors, and he's like losing his eyesight because of diabetes and all types of shit. And I'm like, you know what? I still got I got my whole life ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? What's a bad day? What's a bad day? You know what I mean? We all gonna have bad days sometimes, and sometimes we had bad days. Sometimes we had bad years, but you just gotta take it a day at a time. You know what I mean? And give yourself a little break. But look, but nah, yeah, I mean, Diddy's in even more trouble than I had thought, because initially it was just like the Cassie stuff, but it's like, damn, this dude, man. We definitely gonna be seeing documentaries about Diddy coming out for sure, and it's gonna be like the R. Kelly stuff was a bit different. Different in that R. Kelly really wasn't as powerful as Diddy. I mean, yeah, R. Kelly was rich and like extremely successful. The man didn't wrote like half the hits from the '90s were written by him. You know what I'm saying? But like R. Kelly can't read, so like Diddy is different. Diddy, he's looking like he got his hands involved in all types of stuff. You feel me? Like his shit is a lot more broad than R. Kelly. So whenever we get that documentary, it's gonna be juicy than a motherfucker, because goddamn, this man's is fleeing the country. He got people raiding his houses. Like damn. But hey, people been talking about him for my whole life. People been talking about him my whole damn life. So yeah, it's not looking good for him. And what, if nothing else, when stuff like this happens, it really is a reminder that like um what you do has consequences. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be untouchable for a time, but that time gonna come to a close. Maybe not for you, but in some type of way. I mean, look at Pablo Escobar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, If there was ever a bad motherfucker that lived, it was somebody like him. But look at how the his life ended. The end of his life was like that man paid for everything he did. I mean, Pablo Escobar was a horrible person. He was a terrorist, and he had that whole damn country under grip control. Ridiculous amounts of money, but he spent the end of his life on the run, scared, with nothing, couldn't do nothing. That's a motherfucker, man. What you do has consequences. Speaking of, that's a perfect transition into the first thing. Let's talk about the consequences of the reversal of Roe v. Wade, because Democrats continue to win in special elections, and Democrats continue to win in state in local elections because of this abortion shit, and not even just that, but like in the House races and stuff. Excuse me. We'll get into that in a minute because we got a. Oh, Aaron, hello. What's going on, Aaron? Good to have you here. We'll get into some of that. Because I do there is a little bit of news. Republicans, they mad at Mike Johnson, and then I think a top Democrat in the House is resigning or not. We gonna get into that in a sec. But check this out. Speaking of the consequences of Diddy's actions and in life, the consequences of the reversal of Roe and all these 12-week bans, 6-week bans, and all that crap. I have several articles pulled up about this. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna pull this one up first. I'm gonna pull this one up first because, like, I got a couple of things pulled up about this. All right. House Democrat Democrat Maryland Lands flips Alabama state House seat after running on abortion rights. 'Cause, and two, also, I think that this goes to show how, if nothing else, how real of an issue this is. This isn't something that people can just bat their eyes at. Um, when I think about my life, you know, oh, I didn't need to bring that in. When I, what the hell did I do? Oh, here we go. But yeah, when I think about my life, right, it's like, and I've said this before. Listen, man, what happens when people have sex is people get pregnant, and you're not always in a position to take care of it. Sometimes people get, assaulted. Sometimes all types of things happen. But like, we're such sexual beings. Like, people, like, it's just part of who we are. And it's interesting how everything in moderation. There can definitely be too much of anything, But because at the end of the day, you're dealing with dopamine. But like, sex is a drive. It's a part of us, and it's natural. It's part of who we are. It's some of the greatest human connection that we can have. That we can potentially experience is through sex with a trusted person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of the greatest things about being alive. It really is. So I mean, again, you're just punishing people for living. You're just and women specifically, but ultimately it impacts everybody. Um, but the idea that we can talk ourselves into not wanting to have sex is fucking stupid because it's a part of what we are. Democrat Maryland Lands won a special election and flipped an Alabama state House seat after running a campaign largely on abortion rights and in vitro fertilization. Yeah, that's that Alabama shit. Uh. Right, they punishing everybody else. And then, of course, whenever they have to get an abortion themselves, well, it makes sense now. But everybody else, they just, oh God, these people are ridiculous. But unfortunately, it has really negative consequences. Lands defeated Republican City Council member Teddy Powell 63% to 37% in the special election for House District 10 that was held as a result of Republican David Cole resigning his post after being convicted of election fraud. Quote, today, Alabama women and families sent a clear message that will be heard in Montgomery and across the nation, Land said in a statement posted by the Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee. Our legislature must repeal Alabama's no exceptions abortion ban, fully restore IVF, and protect the right to contraception, Lands continued. In 2022, Lands lost the election to Cole by 7%. 7% is a pretty significant jump. Mara, good to have you here. How you doing? Hope everything's good with you. 7% is significant. And you know, we're seeing election after election this happen, but it's not even like, oh, this is a winning issue. Like it sounds great. Like we're talking about protecting basic rights, like that's what we're talking about. All right, now let's get into this. We're still here. I got several tabs. We got several tabs pulled up. Okay.
Senator, I also got to ask you because we just have some breaking news in that maybe people at home.
Isn't he the guy? Isn't this the guy who bit who? Yeah, it is. Doug something. He beat that crazy cowboy hat wearing guy who loved kids or some shit like that. I remember that. Yeah, that is him.
Haven't been watching this race very closely, but it deals with our home state, and it's really important. And CNN is now projecting that the Democrat Maryland Lands is going to win this special election that was going on for a state House seat in House District 10. It's notable because she made reproductive rights a centerpiece of her campaign, something you don't often see in deep red Alabama. And she said in a statement tonight that Alabama women and families sent a clear message with this that is going to be heard in Montgomery, but also across the nation, and said they must repeal Alabama's no exceptions abortion ban, fully restore access to IVF, and protect the right to contraception. What does her win mean tonight for Democrats?
It's a huge win for Democrats. Look, this is a huge win for Alabama, not just for Democrats. This is a huge win for Alabama. It's a huge win for women who are going to be pushing back, consistently pushing back on all the restrictive women's reproductive rights that we're seeing coming out of Montgomery these days.
Yes. No surprise. Damn. Bro, that jump is crazy. She lost the last go round she went against him. She lost by 7%. And this go round, she won by over 30 points in Alabama. This isn't like in New Jersey or California where if you're a Democrat or a progressive, you can just not show up to the polls because the Democrat's gonna win no matter what. But like, this is unbelievable. 67% to 32%. And again, city council. And this is where so much of real change happens. And it's not even, and it makes sense too, because Hassan, brother, how you doing? Good to have you here. Yes, Andrea, and I definitely agree. There are many other splendid things about life, but I think that sex is one of the best things that we can experience in this life, among other things like companionship, good food, good good experiences when we travel, um different types of spiritual connections we might have. Absolutely, I agree with you. um but yes, really the big and again, we're seeing this in the margins in a Republican state like this. You're winning this greatly on protecting abortion rights because it's a normal part of life. Like, people do it. Like, it's not some sex isn't something that's like relegated for the most attractive among us. Like, it's part of life. It's not just human, it's part of every living thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like sex is some type of like ultra privilege that only the wealthy can afford. you know? So This is just dumb. Yeah, Doug Jones. I can't remember the name of the guy that he defeated, but he was like this crazy. He was nuts. He always had on a cowboy hat. Um, he always had on a cowboy hat, and he got caught up with like some crazy shit, like underage something. Wasn't it? Yeah, like underage at a school. He used to be up at a school or something. Is my memory leading me astray right now? I don't know. Okay, I think I might have one more tab pulled up with this. Um because there's a few other things with the races we need to look at. Okay, yeah, here we go. I think this is the last one on this topic. For today at least. Yes, Roy Moore, thank you. They said he was okay. Again, I knew it had something to do with that. Yes, Roy Moore. But and again, I think another good point for that is keep in mind Doug Jones beat Roy Moore barely. I mean, he barely won. And Roy Moore, the thing that was really going against him was kind of how much of a like MAGA right wing mascot he was. Like he just kind of was over the top, like you thought it was Clint Eastwood type of deal, you know, like he was just a bit too much. But I say that to say Doug Jones beat him. I don't remember about how much, but he barely beat him. And we just look at this election, and she wins by over 30 points after losing by 7 points running on abortion access. I mean, it just goes to show how much of an egregious move it was to reverse Roe. And then not only that, but no, we have to do the 6-week bans. God damn it, we have to make it happen. I mean, you know, what do you really expect? It's not as if they couldn't have seen it coming. This is from Gavin Newsom. He Gavin Newsom has a very good chance of being president at some point. He's definitely gonna run in 2028 for sure. 100%. Don't know who else will be up there. We still got plenty of time to figure that out. Plenty of time. But he has a good shot, just politically speaking. All right. Mm, mm. Republicans in Alabama went after IVF. The result, a Democrat just won a Trump won district by 30 points. Over 30 points. She won by over 30. What was it? 32 to 67? It's at 35. She won by 35 points. Okay, this was the total, or okay, he must have put that out when it wasn't finished. Or I don't know. Either way, she won by a whole lot. Because I'm sure in a different and yeah, I agree, Mary. I think Gavin, it's just something about him. Like when I think about Gavin Newsom, it's like, yeah, I just feel like he has such a good chance of being president that he probably will be at some point. That's just kind of what I see. Um, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you know, like when it comes to what you need to win an election, he's got it. And one of the most important things is the Democratic Party's overall general support. Um, he's got that too, among the other stuff. So that, yeah, I agree. But yeah, it's clear it's an issue. It's such a losing issue. Republicans can't even really discuss it. Oh, we're gonna find the common ground. Like, you know, like this is something that everybody before y'all reverse roll, like everybody used to be at home, just like, you know what? I wonder if it should be 15 weeks or 14 weeks or maybe even 18 weeks. I mean, bro, do you know how many people probably had no clue what Roe v. Wade even was? It doesn't make them dumb for not knowing it, but I mean, like that shit happened in 1973. These people spent 50 goddamn years doing everything they could to get where they at now, and now they're paying a losing price for it. It's like, God, I mean, the determination to keep these bitches in check. That's all that shit really is. We got to keep these hoes in line. These bitches think they can can have options and shit. No, fuck that. The world was a better place when men didn't have to try so goddamn hard. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we got man. Listen, we gonna have to do a deep dive into Diddy. We gonna have to do it because I'm just seeing it everywhere. But we not talking about that today. Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans are upset. Oh, and I've been laughing so hard at this Truth Social bullshit. Like, my man's just gonna pull that rug as soon as he can. And what if we oh, it's just grift everywhere. He can't stop. Oh, and and he's selling them iced out Bibles. We gonna get into that too. There's nobody like Trump, man. Trump is incredible. He's amazing. Yes, I suppose I am being optimistic, distracted gardener, but you know me, you know me. Somehow there's always just overflowing optimism within me. All right, let's see. I actually personally don't know a ton about Newsom, mostly because I don't live in California. So naturally, people who live in California would just know more about him. I know a little about him, but I know that I'm about to know a whole lot about him because he's probably going to end up being president at some point, as Distracted Gardner pointed out, if we get to that some. So I got some work cut out for me. I got some research to do. All right. This is a pink slip. Marjorie Taylor Greene accuses Speaker Johnson of stabbing Republicans in the back. Wants him gone. I mean, the definition of never satisfied. Sometimes you got to realize that you just got a gaping hole in your soul, and you gotta. It can't be filled with the hedonism. You gotta find balance.
Congresswoman, you are making a strong, principled argument, and so I hear you on that. Let me ask you about the politics of this, because the criticism here is that if a motion to vacate ever came, that you could have Democrats all voting for Hakeem Jeffries, and you've got some rhinos, lots of them, and maybe at least a handful. If they side with Democrats, you have Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. That's the danger.
Want to know something? That is the twist and the spin that everyone is trying to throw out at me on this. But let me tell you, it's a math. Yeah. This is simple math. The more Republicans like Mike Gallagher that resign and leave early, guess what? That means we have less Republicans in the House. So every time a Mike Gallagher or a Ken Buck leaves early, that brings our numbers down and brings us dangerously closer to being in the minority. It's not Marjorie Taylor Greene that is saying the inconvenient truth and forcing everyone to wake up and realize Republican voters are done with us doing this kind of crap that we did last week. And they are fed up with speakers of the House and Republicans that go out and campaign and make all these promises and then turn around and stab their voters in the back. Because that's what Mike Johnson did on Friday, and that's what he led our conference to do on Friday. I am not going to be responsible for Hakeem Jeffries being Speaker of the House. I am not going to be responsible for a Democrat majority taking over our Republican majority. That lies squarely.
Damn, it's like that, Mara. Damn. Oh shit. Because I knew that he had baggage like anybody would, but what I did know about him is that like he's not a progressive champion. But damn, if it's like that, shit. Well, is he? Can you work with him? Is he somebody that you feel can be pushed in the right direction? What do you feel about his malleability? Like in regards to that, like what do you feel about him? Do you feel like on a national stage that he's somebody who could be pushed? What do you feel on that?
squarely on the shoulders of these Republicans that are leaving early because they don't have the intestinal fortitude to handle the real fight and the responsibility that comes with leadership at the end of our republic, when our country is nearly destroyed and when our Constitution is being rammed through a paper shredder. So no one is going to blame that on me. David, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I will be so careful and responsible with this. You want to know why? I care about our majority. I am one of the few Republican members in the House that has actually paid.
I feel like I would just be uncomfortable around her. Like she's just she's just off, like off in a different way. Like
all of my dues to the NRCC. And I did that because I want the majority. And I want the majority next Congress, and I will fight for it. But I am not going to be silly, nilly-willy or be irresponsible with this motion to vacate. I will bring it to a floor at a time that I think is needed or responsible or a good time to do it. But this is a pink slip. Johnson is on notice, and our conference needs a new Speaker of the House.
Congresswoman,
Republican majority leadership. I'm one of the few.
She got that thing set up all over. But yeah, no, she seems like somebody, like she's not grifting. Like she really believes it. I thought that's what I heard too, Mike Boy, that she said nilly willy. She said nilly willy. I'm pretty sure that is what she said. But yeah, she's a true believer. She's not somebody that's just like trying to be famous. I mean, well, she is trying to be famous, but at the same time, she really believes this crap. And that's one of the most terrifying things about the times that we're in. It's that there's a pathway for the true believers to take control, because man, the majority of people don't. The majority of people ain't down with the Tea Party bullshit. The Tea Party that then morphed into MAGA. The Tea Party morphed into MAGA. Most people ain't down with this BS. It's just the extremophiles that are the most politically involved. A tale as old as time. All right, what we got now? Okay, I don't even know if I have it in me to read a whole bunch of Trump shit right now, man. But hey, distracted Gardner, you funny as hell. Hey, she gets down though, you know what I'm saying? She does her thing, and which is another reason why she shouldn't be so against abortion. Like she don't get down. Everybody knows she get down. Trump lashes out at gag order. I mean, why not? Like he feels like he's untouchable. Right, we got to get into Chip Chick. I don't even have anything pulled up from there, but I'm gonna pull this up on the tab over here. That's what we about to do. Hold on, I must have spelled it wrong or something. There we go, Chip Chick. I got it pulled up. Okay, this. Oh God. I'm not reading all of this. Oh, he put two of them. Man, I like, I'm not gonna read all of this. And again, he made two posts, but it's like this man has such an iron grip on millions of people in this country, and he literally does nothing. Like, do you know how much, like, he posts shit like this all day? I'm somebody I make a generous amount of posts in my stories on Instagram. I just be talking shit on there, but like it might add up to 8 to 15 posts a day or something. Like, and it's like a sentence. This dude is running for president and is in the middle of all these cases, and he will put out and retweet like 60 or 80 times a day. Like, bro, how do you have time to do all of this? Maybe he does a speak to text us some shit like that. And this isn't new, but it's like when he was president, this is all he did. Like, you're the president of the United States. Like, how do you have time to do? I'll be at home all day. You know what I'm saying? I work from home. I'm at home all day. Like, how do you have time to do this shit? And then he golfed like way more than Obama did. He's so hilarious, man. It's like this dude literally doesn't do shit. But millions of people feel like he's that guy. Hold on, we're gonna go straight to here because I had this pulled up anyway. All right, let's check out this iced out Bible, apparently. Bro, he looks like the biggest con artist in history. Look at this dude. Are you serious? Oh my God. Happy Holy Week. It's Holy Week. All right, let's check this out. We're going to go to Truth Social, which just went public, and his net worth on paper then went up high. Like, no one's advertising on Truth Social, and nobody uses Truth Social. This stock ain't worth a damn thing. All right, hold up. I'm gonna bring it up on this other page on Truth Social so we can watch this video.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood, who doesn't love his song God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents, yes, the Constitution.
I'm so very familiar with this version of the Bible,
which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible. And it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for you.
You have to have it.
because I need the money to pay my $454 million that I owe. And I also have a presidential campaign, which I have to fund as well.
The USA
Many other criminal trials that I have yet to begin.
Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul.
For your heart and your soul.
Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around. Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country. And I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast.
How is religion and Christianity one of the biggest things missing from the country? There's millions of people in the country who identify. Right, he said you have to have it. You absolutely have to have it.
And I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country,
we have to bring it back fast with my Bible that I'm going to profit off of.
Country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country.
How have we lost religion?
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing...
It's my... He just said it's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. Yo, he's so full of shit. How is this man in such strong control of millions of people? Bro, he's such a buffoon.
It's a lot of people's favorite book. And I have...
Look at his face when he says it.
Many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make America great again is our religion. Religion is so important. It's so missing, but it's going to come back, and it's going to come back.
Is he even reading off of a teleprompter right now? He said, it's so important. It's so missing.
The biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make America great again is our religion.
Our singular religion, our one religion is what we have to bring back. That's what we got to bring back. What the hell? And we're going to bring it back with my $60 Bible that has the Pledge of Allegiance and the Bill of Rights and shit inside of it.
Religion is so important. It's so missing, but it's going to come back, and it's going to come back strong, just like our country is going to come back strong. In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to
Joe Biden. Bro, you can't lose to this guy, man. Come on, bro. Like you can't be serious, man. Come on. Like, put your foot down with Netanyahu and make them do a damn ceasefire, because ain't nobody feeling this shit, and deliver for a handful of communities and just get out here and talk to people and show your face and you'll win. You can't lose to this guy. Like, get the fuck, dude, come on, man. This
God in heaven. Christians are under siege.
What did he just say?
In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God.
Oh my God.
God in the public.
This dude just said God 80 times. This is some of the worst shit Who wrote this? Who wrote this shit that he's reading right now? This sounds like a fucking grade school chat GPT bullshit.
Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God. We must defend God in the public square and not allow the media.
What about people who aren't Christians and stuff? Oh God, this is so. Oh, this man is selling a Bible, bro. Do you know how easy it is to get a goddamn Bible? You can go to prison and it'd be a Bible for free in that motherfucker for your ass. Bibles is everywhere. It's the most sold book in history. No one needs help obtaining a Bible. And this man is selling it for almost $100. And in the Bible, it has a bunch of fucking governmental state bullshit. Biden, you can't lose to this guy, man. I mean, come on. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, or the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and back into what will be again a great nation. Our founding fathers did a tremendous thing when they built America on Judeo-Christian values. Now that foundation is under attack.
Bruh, the right wing in this country is so delusional. Like, and they say that they're trying to fight to protect, but they're fighting for change, man. These people are fighting for change. And that change is taking shit away from everybody. Y'all ain't protecting nothing. What the fuck are you talking about?
Perhaps as never before. What can we do? Stand up, speak out, and pray that God will bless America again. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again.
Because America doesn't pray. The 30 mass shootings a month and stuff that, we have. So many mass shootings that we barely pay attention to them. Pretty sure the main thing offered is thoughts and prayers. Nobody does that. No one prays anymore. It just doesn't happen. But when you buy my $60 Bible, it's going to change the world.
Pray, get educated, get motivated, and stand with me and the legions of Americans asking God to bless our great nation, to bring our great nation back. and to make America great again. I'm proud to partner with Lee in this offering. He's a very special man, both as a talent, but maybe even more so as a human being. He's very, very special. And I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible Now and help spread our Christian values with others.
That's like some Mormon shit too, because Joseph, whatever his name was, who Joseph something, who founded the Mormon religion. He part of that story was like Jesus over here in America, and America being God's chosen land and stuff. Like, this has nothing to do with Christianity. What the fuck? Like,
the USA Bible Now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it. Let's make America pray again. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
I have no. He's so full of shit, man. It's amazing. It is absolutely unbelievable how full of shit this dude is. And clearly he's incapable of feeling shame. I mean, he can feel embarrassment because he's embarrassed over stuff like, I mean, he's still talking about
Mar-a-Lago's worth possibly 100 times as much as they say it is. 50 to 100 times as much, somewhere in between that number.
oh god, Joseph Smith. Yes, that was his name, Joseph Smith. When Jesus was in Cheektowaga. Right, like it just Biden, you can't bro, you cannot lose to this dude. Give me a break, man. Give me a fucking break. Man. Okay, hold up. Now we gonna go into this, because Trump says that the Bible, it's his favorite book. It's his favorite book and many other people's favorite book. So here we go. Trump says you need his 60. Okay, well, okay, here we go. It's I think these are some videos of him either talking about his faith or talking about like 2 Corinthians and shit like that. His favorite book.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favorite Bible verses are
Well,
and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. When I talk about the Bible, it's very personal. So I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
It's very personal. There's not in there like you can't think of one verse.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite.
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into
The whole thing, the whole pizza pie.
specifics.
Even to cite a verse that
No,
you like.
I don't want to do that. I mean,
Old Testament
No, I
guy
don't
or New
want it.
Testament guy?
probably equal, I think.
Oh my God, bro. He's so unfamiliar. He's so unfamiliar with the Bible that he can't even say. It's not even that he can't say the old or the new. Like, God, bro. He doesn't know anything about it. Because you would think that he would say the New Testament because Jesus. He could at least say some shit like that. Well, Jesus was in the New Testament. They could have said, what's your favorite Bible verse?
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And I like that verse because it shows that no one's more powerful than the Almighty Yahweh.
Like he could have just said some shit like that. Like, bro, you couldn't think of one verse. Well, what's another one? Like,
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear. God is with me,
or some shit. Like, bro, you could have just paraphrased the shit like that. Like, he could have paraphrased the verse. He don't know nothing about the Bible. Which again, who cares? Who gives a fuck? But it's funny because you're now selling it, talking about some which one is the real violent one? Yes, exactly.
I do like the Old Testament because God wasn't a pussy in the Old Testament. In the New Testament, God, he went woke and he started forgiving people. But in the Old Testament, God smited people down. He burned entire cities and villages and turned bitches into salt.
God was turning motherfuckers into salt and shit in the Old Testament, flooding and drowning the world.
I like that version of the Yahweh.
The Yahweh. That's what he calls God. The Yahweh. Yo, this dude is hilarious.
I think it's just an incredible, the whole Bible is an incredible. I joke very much so. They always hold up The Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But
my second favorite book of all time, The Art of the Deal. 2 Corinthians. Yes, exactly. In a radio interview during the 2016 Republican primary race, Trump was again asked if he had a favorite Bible verse. This time he came up with an answer. He said,
Well, I think many. I mean, when you get into the Bible, I mean, I think so many. And some people look an eye for an eye. You can almost say that.
replied Trump.
That's not a particularly nice thing, but you know, if you look at what's happening to our country, I mean, when you see what's going on with our country, how people are taking advantage of us, and how they scoff at us and laugh at us, and they laugh in our face, and they're taking our jobs.
They're taking our jobs.
They're taking our jobs. They're taking our money. They're taking the health of our country. And we have to be very firm, and we have to be very strong. And we can learn a lot from the Bible. That I can tell you.
Oh my God. He said, we can learn a lot from the Bible. That I can tell you. But I can't tell you my favorite verse, but I can tell you that there's a lot to learn from it. Bro, this dude is... Oh my God. He said, I think many verses. I like many of them. He said 2 Corinthians.
Christianity, and I can say that. I don't have to be politically correct, or we're going to protect it.
Distracted Garden, that's exactly what I thought when I said they're taking our jobs. I thought they took our jobs.
You know, and I asked Jerry and I asked some of the folks, because I hear this is a major theme right here, but 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17, that's the whole ball game. Where the Spirit of the Lord, right? Where the Spirit of the Lord.
He said, right. He said, right.
Am I doing okay right now?
This man paused after 2 words and said, right. Oh shit, I've never read this before.
Lord is, there is liberty. And here there is Liberty College, but Liberty University, but
he's so dumb. He's so dumb. And so many people want him to be president. He's so stupid. What the fuck are we watching?
The liberty is in this sentence right now, and we just so happen to be at Liberty University.
Oh God, Biden, you can't lose to this man.
it is so true. You know, when you think, and that's really, is that the one? Is that the one you like?
Oh God. Oh yeah, the photo op where he held the Bible upside down. And yes, of course, you know, he retweeted where he was like, you know, I'm just like Jesus. I'm just like Jesus when he was crucified. It's the same thing. Oh God, this dude. Like, no, for real, Mara. Like he's lost it. Like, what the hell is wrong with this man? Buy my Bible for $60. Oh God. Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, House Republican, says she's worried Democrats will retake the House before the election.
Look at why is Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin? He's leaving late. Can't you look? That seat remains open. But if he leaves, I think by April 2nd or April 5th or some date, then they can have an election. It's a Republican district. What does Gallagher think he's doing?
I don't know. I'm urging him. He came in with Mike and I as friends.
We got Benny Larson in the building. Hello, my brother. How you doing? I appreciate you for being here. And I hope the weather's nice in Denmark. It's not so bad here in northern New Jersey. It's cloudy, but it's about 49 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, I'm an American, so I use Fahrenheit. I don't know what the fuck that shit is in Celsius. But it's a decent cool day here in northern New Jersey. And I'm having a good time hanging out with everybody. Thank you for being here.
Freshman too. And he's got to stay. If he stays early, we can get the special election. It's a very safe Republican seat.
Right.
We'll add to our majority. We don't have the other special to fill Kevin McCarthy's seat until April 30th. And we were perilous. We could end up being having a speaker, Hakeem Jeffries, in the interim here while we're waiting for special elections. First, personally, if you're going to make a commitment to the people that elect you, that you're going to serve for 2 years, unless you have a really good reason not to serve, then why would you do that? And aren't we Team Republican? I hate to be political here because it's a money show, but we're talking about money. We're talking about saving our economy. We're talking about all the things you talk about. Without the Republicans in office, we're going to lose all of these great things that we have as a country: self-governance, free market system. All those things are eroding away from us because we don't have a Republican.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. The free market system is eroding away from us entirely because we don't have a completely. And there's really nothing to say about that. It was just something for us to watch. That's all that was. Okay, we got some Lara Trump stuff here. Let's see. Lara Trump's RNC accused of asking job applicants where the 2020 election was stolen. Not surprising at all, but I mean, because they just trying to save his ass. That's what they trying to save his ass from prison at all costs. They know exactly what they're doing. Excuse me. The Republican National Committee allegedly asked several prospective new employees whether the 2020 presidential election was stolen during a spat of unusual job interviews. In the latest development to come after Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, became co-chair of the RNC earlier this month. Sources familiar with the matter claim that Lara and some of ex-President Trump's top advisors quizzed employees about their views on the last presidential election. According to the Washington Post, several of the employees who were allegedly asked about the 2020 election were employees who had worked in key 2024 states. Even more egregious. It gets even more egregious. Not only are they asking people, but we gonna specifically ask motherfuckers in the states that we must win. That's what we gonna do. They playing for keeps. These motherfuckers ain't bullshitting. You got to be ready. The question about the 2020 election has startled some of the potential employees who viewed it as questioning their loyalty to Trump and as an unusual job interview question. A group of senior Trump advisors have been in the RNC building in recent days conducting the interviews. Meanwhile, RNC spokesperson Danielle Alvarez dismissed accusations and insisted that prospective employees were not being questioned about their loyalty to ex-President Trump. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, just a solid no. Just leave it at that. Candidates who worked on the front line of battleground states are currently in states where fraud allegations have been prevalent were asked about their work experience. Quote, "We want experienced staff with meaningful views." Okay, we'll keep our eyes on this. But not surprising. This is what they do. This is what they do. All right. I guess what we're about to look at, I suppose this is a mistake anyone could make. I suppose. Animal lover rushes sick baby hedgehog to vet, only to find out she's been caring for a hat pom-pom. Hey man, I guess maybe she has a whole lot of animals and she just got a little pom-pom in there. And she was like, damn, I got 50 hedgehogs and this one is not moving. And she just rushed it. Okay, so she just did it for a night. Oh, damn. Hey man, everybody makes mistakes. I didn't even want to read this story for real. I just the headline caught my attention and I thought it was kind of funny. It's funny and cute at the same time, like her love for animals goes so deep that she took a pom pom to the she took a pom pom to the emergency room. She's a great person though. All right, let's see. Oh no, yeah, we already went over this this Bible shit with Trump selling these Bibles. Um, let's see. What should we do now? Well, this comes to no surprise. It should be to the surprise of no one. You know what? I might have me a drink tonight too. I just might do the same. Majority in U.S. disapprove of Israel's war in Gaza. New poll find. Indeed. I mean, because the disparity is so clear. It's so clear that Israel is really under no threat. And that's because they have all the help in the world. They have the most powerful nations backing. The most powerful being us. Americans have soured on Israel's war in the Gaza Strip, reflecting shifting attitude. Well, maybe this will make Biden actually do something. Maybe it won't, though. Okay, shifting attitudes towards Benjamin Netanyahu because he's crazy, because Netanyahu's crazy. According to a Gallup survey released today, 55% of Americans now disapprove of Israel's actions, while only 36% approve. The drop in support for Israel's military campaign is evident in all three majority party groups, including an 18-point drop in approval among both Democrats and independents and a 7-point decline among Republicans. In November, after the militant group Hamas launched its deadly October 7th attack on Israel and captured dozens of Israeli hostages, Gallup poll found that 50% of Americans approved of Israeli military actions. Now 55% disapprove. So that went up by 10%. This went up by 10%, and this went down by what is that? 14%? No, yeah, 14%, I think. Because it was 36, so it went down by 14. Tens of thousands of Palestinians and over 1,000 Israelis. Again, that's why, because the disparity is so clear. There's really nothing to debate or discuss or see. That'll continue. That will continue. My hope is that it'll actually spur Biden into putting his foot down with Benjamin Netanyahu's crazy ass. Um, speaking of that, speaking of, another State Department official resigns over Biden Gaza policy. Quote, I wasn't able to really do my job anymore, said Anel Shilin. Trying to advocate for human rights just became impossible. Let me get this off. Saying her job at a State Department office that advocates for human rights in the Middle East has become impossible as the Biden administration continues to back Israel's assault on civilians in Gaza. Foreign Affairs Officer Anel Shalin um, resigned from her position on Wednesday in protest of President Joe Biden's policy in the region. Shalin noted in an interview with the Washington Post that quitting her job in the Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor was not something she took lightly. With a daughter and a mortgage, it definitely wasn't an easy decision. She got stuff to pay for, including a hungry offspring. But said her day-to-day work on human rights had become ineffectual as long as the U.S. continues to send a steady stream of weapons to Israel. Despite the fact that the U.S. law prohibits the government from arming countries that violate human rights, as Israel has long been accused by the United Nations of doing in its policy toward the occupied Palestinian territories. The Biden administration has approved the transfer of bombs and other weapons to the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF. It- since the military began its relentless bombardment of Gaza and blockade of nearly all humanitarian aid. Shilin told the Post that as the news out of Gaza has grown more dire since October, with at least 32,490 Palestinians killed, at least 74,889 wounded, parts of northern Gaza now facing famine conditions due to Israel's blocking of aid, some of Abiru's partners in the Middle East have stopped engaging with the State Department. Quote, if they are willing to engage, they mostly want to talk about Gaza rather than the fact that they are also dealing with extreme repression or threats of imprisonment. Shalin told the Post of the activities and civil society groups her office routinely worked with to further human rights. She says she really wasn't able to do her job. I mean, yeah, if you, especially if you're passionate about something, if you're not passionate about something that really matters, this isn't like I'm passionate about painting or anything like that. This is she's trying to help people, and she's part of an organization that is doesn't have the will to do so. So what are you really going to do? That has to be a pretty depressing kind of situation to be in. So I definitely can't blame her. Let's see. Josh Paul told the Post that her decision speaks volumes about the Biden administration's disregard for the laws, policies, and basic humanity of American foreign policy that the Bureau exists to advance. And this is some of what was said about it. That decision comes as at a personal and real cost to her, and is a loss of a patriotic and deeply qualified employee for the Department of State, said the group in a statement. Every arms shipment to Israel by the Biden administration and every one of the 3 vetoes of UN ceasefire resolutions has enabled Israeli impunity in its rampage across Gaza. Thousands of innocent lives are in President Biden's hands. The time has come to translate gentle requests for the protection of civilians into concrete action to stop the killing. Well, I think that Shilin's decision was definitely admirable, and we sitting here talking about it, which means that a lot of other people are talking about it too. That, along with yeah, the new Gallup poll that shows that 55% of Americans are not in favor of how Israel is handling the Gaza Strip. That trend will continue because, again, it's so obvious that Israel's just bullying Palestinians. Not that that's new, but it's quite obvious that that's what's happening now. My hope is that that actually spurs the Biden administration into doing something. But we'll have to take it a day at a time and find out. Okay, what we got now? Top centrist House Democrat joins mass exit from Congress. A top centrist House Democrat in the new Democrat coalition is retiring after 12 years in Congress, becoming the latest in a long line of Democrats and Republicans who are leaving Capitol Hill after the 2024 elections. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people just don't want to be a part of the shit show. And how can you blame them? Especially if, I mean, look, listen. People go through seasons in life, and if you're somebody who you're not really that passionate about the job anymore, and you see what we're in, you can't really blame people for leaving. I wouldn't really want to be a part of this of 2024 to 2028 either, because it's just going to be a big mess. They're all going to be getting scrutinized more than they ever have before. So yeah, I mean, that's in my opinion, that's really a lot of what it is. Let's see, where are we? Where are we? Rep. Annie Custer of New Hampshire announced in a statement on Wednesday that she would not seek re-election this November and would leave the House as New Hampshire's second district representative over the 118th after the 118th Congress concludes. Quote, "This work has been many things, rewarding, frustrating, inspiring, and challenging," Custer said. "But more than anything, it has been an honor." Custer chaired the powerful New Democrat Coalition, a centrist pro-business caucus, and is known for working across the aisle on key issues in a time when Congress has proven to be narrowly divided and plagued by infighting. She was the founder and co-chairwoman of the Bipartisan Addiction and Mental Health Task Force and the Bipartisan Task Force to End Sexual Violence as well. I'll have to look more into both of these to see what they actually did, but it seems like she actually went in there and did a little something. But again, you can't blame people for not wanting to be a part of this shit, man. You know what I mean? I honestly, because that's, I mean, now I ain't, I'm always going to be a part of politics, but I'm never going to be in the Senate or the House. I got my dick all out now, so. But honestly, I really don't want to do that shit. I'm more of a appointee behind the scenes, funding private sector type of person. Cause I mean, you know, what are you really gonna do? When I was first elected to Congress in 2012, I promised to bring a new approach to Washington. Over the past 12 years, I've been proud to do just that. I mean, yeah, 12 years. She was in there for a while. That's a long time to do anything. I mean, honestly, she may have resigned even if we weren't in the middle of this Biden v. Trump again. Um, indeed they did. Indeed they did. You know what, Mike boy? I'm sitting here doubting myself, but perhaps Hunter Biden's dick being on the floor of the House is what's going to allow my dick to be in the halls of Congress one day. You know what I'm saying? So one dick opened the door for another one. So shout out to Hunter Biden's dick. Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene for liking that dick, because otherwise, well, I mean, she had all the angles, all the pictures. She had to go through, screenshot the shit. You feel me? She did her research on that. So thank you, Hunter Biden, and thank you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because, perhaps there's an opportunity for me one day now. All right, here we go. Let's see. Well, we will keep our eyes on that seat. But yeah, I after 12 years, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Like, go on, go on, live your life, and I wish you the best. I hope things go well for you. I don't know, what is this shit? All right, we got some California shit. Okay, we got some California shit coming up, and apparently, it's going to reveal to us the power and the importance of voting. Just generally speaking, whatever, state, local elections, federal, don't matter. California Proposition 1 is the eighth closest statewide ballot measure election since at least 1908, with a margin of 0.38%. That's pretty fucking close. That's pretty damn close. All right, let's see. California Proposition 1 was approved by a vote of 50.19% to 49.81%, a 0.38% margin. As of March 26th, with more than 95% of the vote accounted for, 15 days after the election, the Associated Press called Proposition 1 as approved. Proposition 1 joined 16 other California statewide measures decided by a margin of less than 0.5% of the vote. It is the eighth closest statewide ballot measure election in the state. Proposition 1 joined 16 other California statewide measures decided by a margin of less than 0.5% of the vote. It is the eighth closest statewide ballot measure election in the state. Damn. Well, look again. If there's ever an example. Honestly, I don't know what the hell Proposition 1 is either. That's why I just scroll back up because I don't know enough about this shit to talk about it. But I just was pulling this up to show, like, yeah, man, voting matters. It really does. This shit, it can be razor thin, but a win is a win. A win is a win. Yeah, I don't know what Prop 1 is. It said the bill receipt. It doesn't say what it is here. It just says who made it. Uh, skimming through it. So it just says who was a part of it right there. Okay. So let's see. Mm-mm-mm. I mean, yeah, honestly, all I need to get, I just need a whole lot of money, and I can I'll be fine. That's all you really need, and motherfuckers will look past shit. Like, yeah, I know he did this, but he's got a lot of money, and what he says goes. So what are we really gonna do? That's kind of how the world works. That's why powerful people take so long to take down because they're powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how shit goes. Fox News host slammed for linking Baltimore Key Bridge disaster to immigration.
On this, saying that there's a Singaporean flagged container. But of course, you've been talking a lot about the potential statement on this, saying that there's no indication of a nefarious intent in the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The ship involved in the collapse of the bridge is 948 feet long, called the Dolly, a Singaporean flagged container. But of course, you've been talking a lot about the potential for wrongdoing or potential for foul play given the wide open border. That is why you have been so adamant. Why has the Republicans had such a hard time securing this border? The president says he's not going to take his executive action.
Something with the boat with in the bridge, immigration. What's up?
You know that.
Well, we all have to stand together. We all have to say that it takes 60 votes to pass anything.
Why is he not in prison? Didn't he do like some major like Medicaid scam or some shit like that?
In the Senate. And so Republicans have to stand together and say, look, we're not going to do anything else unless we secure the border.
Something. Immigration. What does this say? Diddy dresses. Oh, I don't know why it's playing that. Something about Diddy dressing as the Joker for Halloween. Oh, we got a Baltimore Bridge conspiracy here. So what's this about? Ex 60 Minutes reporter unleashes bizarre Baltimore Bridge conspiracy theory. What's she talking about?
This is what you call death by 1,000 cuts. It is an absolutely catastrophic attack on critical infrastructure, and you cannot see it because a cyber attack is unseen. Just like the attack on 2020 on the voting machines that you cannot see. Offices. There's not a direction that you can look in, Steve, where we have our leaders, people in power, have been systematically dismantling the defenses of the United States of America. And this attack is a wake-up call. Open your eyes and realize what you are facing, because they cannot afford for this election to take place. They cannot afford for Donald Trump to come into power. And there's absolutely nothing they will do. There was nothing, they will stop at nothing to prevent that from happening.
Okay, I guess. I guess. I mean, Biden could just call for a ceasefire, so I don't know about all that. Talking about there's nothing they won't do. But Biden could do very simple things, and he'd be just fine. Okay, now I got Chip Chick pulled up, and I'm trying to see if there's anything worth going over today because there isn't always. Oh, we got some random studies. Okay, I'm gonna have to just get these up because the last time we did the dating horror stories from Chip Chick on Monday, we had some pretty funny ones. Um, but it's looking it's looking like I'm gonna have to spend some time going through this. But either way, listen, we had a wonderful Wednesday live stream. Um, and I think the biggest thing we got from today was clearly that Republicans are going to continue to lose on the issue of abortion, and that progressives have a very good opportunity to get good candidates in office. We need to focus on more than federal elections. We need to make sure that we're looking down ballot. And yeah, man, springtime is here. The days are longer. It's going to keep warming up. And as it does, people will be outside, people will be lively. And I'm looking forward to it. So I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all have a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.